So finally, they decided to launch us, and as we're coming out of the ready room before they launched, they said, you guys are going to get 4 fighters for protection. I was in a flight of 16 VB-8 and VS-8 pilots, and I'm flying in a tail-end position again. And anyway, we got up on the flight deck, and then they held up big chalkboards and cited one more CV. And I really thought I was on a suicide mission. I think we all did. I mean, you know, 4 fighters, and we knew they couldn't handle the zeros. I think we probably got about 6,000 to 8,000 feet, and my section leader gave me kind of a silly look and pointed up, and I looked up, and well, here's this beautiful big flight of dive bombers and Japanese planes, zeros up above. They're all silver, beautiful, tight formation, big red meatballs, and they went over the top of us. Well, in the meantime, we started picking up these zeros. We were all getting hit. I think most of the gunners got hit, and I had my whole hydraulic system shot out. I had that thing flown around in there, and I checked my brakes. I couldn't get dive brakes, so when we went in, they rolled over. I just had to do a straight dive. Well, I completely overshot. I couldn't. You get tremendous speed if you don't have the brakes. And of that flight, I think they claim I'd say minimum 4 hits, which I think, stop and think about this. We had no fighter protection, and we still got 4 hits, I think. Well, I found myself on a 1-on-1, and this guy just kept pulverizing us with these 7.7s, I mean, the wings and all that, but he wasn't firing his 20s yet. And finally, he hit me with a 20 millimeter. It exploded in the transmitter behind the armor plate. How it got there, I don't know, without killing my gunner. But the concussion in a closed cockpit, it just felt like I got hit over the head with something. And at the same time, I saw this confetti flying around, and I got a real hot, I felt I had a hot rod go through my right shoulder, I mean, right about here, and I was stunned. I mean, I just, all the fight went out of me. I couldn't move. And I finally got my senses, and I kind of saw a little wavering picture of my wife and mother, and I said, geez, I don't want to die, but I felt so damn helpless, you know. You thought he was going to fire another 20 at you. Well, all of a sudden, I finally got coherent. This guy's flying wing on me. And when this guy backed off, I think he just, you know, he had us cold turkey, and I think he just got careless, and he took his time back there, and George fired first. George claimed he left the engine smoke. I don't know, I can't verify this, but he left us alone. So all I can tell you, I accomplished something I don't think many people, and that's I survived a 1-on-1. Well, I finally picked up the Hornet, and she was dead in the water, and it really shocked me. I mean, God, she was foam all over the flight deck, looking yellow foam, and listing pretty bad. Well, then I could see the Enterprise way in the distance, and so I got closer to it. It looked like a bunch of hornets' nests. There was planes all over the place trying to get aboard, and I knew I couldn't get aboard without flaps. So I saw this, what I thought was a destroyer. It was actually the USS Juno, the one that picked up the 5 Sullivan brothers had the crew. Well, as soon as I got as low as I could, and as soon as the plane started to shake, I cut the throttle, and I hit. Well, the Juno came over next to us, and they had a cargo net over the side. They did that where they're going to pick up people abandoning ship like the Hornet. They would rig to do this. And as soon as they started going by us, they threw lines over. And I grabbed the first line I caught, and I wrapped it around my wrist. Well, George tackled my legs. They got a line around me, and they jerked me up like a plumb bob. And I'm on the main deck, so they hauled us down into the, I remember stumbling through their wardroom, and they took us down to right below the 3rd turret on the bow. And they had a little kind of like a sick bay down there, and there was a sailor down there with a leg in a cast and so on.